Each year, Muslims go to Saudi Arabia for a very significant event known as Hajj. And this is actually happening at the time of posting this episode. Hey guys, welcome back to FTD Facts. Leroy Kenton here. And in this episode, I'm going to be looking at 10 surprising and interesting facts about the Hajj pilgrimage in the religion of Islam. So really excited to share this episode with you. Stay tuned to the end so you don't miss any of these facts. But starting off with number 10, going down to number 1. We have, what is Hajj anyways? That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Hajj is the religious pilgrimage performed in ritual stages in and around the holy city of Mecca and is required of all Muslims. The Hajj pilgrimage involves several rituals in honor of the Islamic prophet Muhammad and also events relating to Muhammad and his ancestor known as Ibrahim or Abraham in the Bible, who was also a prophet. For fact number 9, this is also the largest religious gathering. Around 3 million Muslims coming from all around the world perform Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Hajj is performed in the most sacred and holiest mosque for Muslims, and the name of the mosque is Masjid al-Haram, also known as the Sacred Mosque or the Great Mosque of Mecca. And for the most part, the pilgrimage is for about 6 days and it starts during the 12th and final month of the Islamic calendar known as Dhul Hajj. Now, I did mention that this is required for all Muslims, but it's also one of the 5 pillars of Islam. In Islam, there are 5 fundamental practices that Muslims must perform, and these are known as the 5 pillars of Islam. And Hajj is one of those 5 pillars, and this needs to be performed by every single Muslim, but there is a condition. This pillar must be completed at least once in a Muslim's lifetime, and certain parameters are set to reduce the pressure of performing Hajj. So performing Hajj only applies to adult Muslims who are physically and financially capable of undertaking the journey. Next up at number 7, let's talk about there being no gender segregation. In Islam, there is supposed to be gender segregation in most Muslim mosques anyways, but while Muslims are at the Grand Mosque during Hajj, there is no gender segregation at all. There are men and women who stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and this is meant to show that everyone is equal in the eyes of God. However, after Hajj is completed, that's when gender segregation is recognized once again. Fact number 6 is probably one of our most unique facts in this episode. It looks at the dress code. There is a certain dress code that is required to be worn when you perform Hajj. Muslims, they are to shed all signs of their wealth and societal status and distinctions by wearing simple white garments, and these clothing are commonly called ihram. Men and women are supposed to be dressed in white. For men, they wear 2 white cloths without seams or stitches. One covers the body from the waist down, and one of them gathers around the shoulders. Sandals are to be made without stitches, and before wearing the ihram clothing, men shave their heads and they trim their beards and clip their nails. Now, women, they typically wear a simple white dress that covers them from head to toe, and they include a headscarf, and they often remove any face covering. They are not allowed to wear any perfume or jewelry, and the dress code is to show that everyone is equal and it symbolizes purity. Now, I shared 5 facts with you so far about Hajj. I got 5 more to share with you guys. But before we do that, just want to let you know about our video about 10 surprising facts about Eid al-Adha. This is during the time that Hajj is performed. If you want to know more about that festival, I'll link to it below in the video description section. It is a very spiritual and holy time for Muslims. We go into a lot of detail in that episode. Again, I'll link to it below in the video description where you can enjoy it after this one. Continuing with number 5, let's look at the different names. Now, we know that Hajj in particular only happens during the 12th month of the Islamic calendar. So that's name number 1, Hajj. But Muslims, however, they are always welcome to visit the city of Mecca or any of the surrounding holy sites during any other time of the year. But when Muslims perform this Hajj ritual, or if you can call it that, Hajj ritual, I mean more like pilgrimage ritual, during other times of the year, then they call it Umrah. And you can kind of consider this more of like a minor pilgrimage compared to Hajj, the major pilgrimage. So to summarize, when you perform it during Dhul Hajj, it's called Hajj. And when you perform any other time of the year, it is Umrah. Speaking of names, did you know that the people who perform the pilgrimage also go by a name? Those who perform the Hajj are called Hajis, and sometimes these people, they embrace the title of Hajis and they put that in front of their name following their completion of Hajj. This title is recognized highly within the Muslim culture all around the world. For fact number 3, I want to look a little bit at the origins of Mecca, where Hajj is performed. Mecca is a place that was developed after the Prophet Ismail and his mother Hajra, or Hagar, according to the Bible, found the spring of Zamzam water, and that was located in the desert. Now, Hajra was the Prophet Ibrahim's wife, or also Abraham in the Bible, and Hajra ran 7 times back and forth between the hills of Safa and Marwa looking for a drop of water for her and her son. That's when Ismail started scraping the land of the desert with his feet, and then out of nowhere, water started to pour out of the ground. And this is the water that pilgrims drink during Hajj. There's also quite a bit of modernization that has changed how Hajj is done. In 1950, for example, about 100,000 Muslims performed Hajj, but Muslims are also discouraged from taking photos and things like that. But nowadays, with advanced infrastructure and technology, more and more people are able to perform Hajj. The Saudi government also has really made Mecca into a global marketplace, and the sacred mosque has expanded to allow for more people. But this is something that some Muslims have condemned, as it is seen as a step towards over-commercializing Hajj. But either way, with now advanced air traffic and complex systems to organize Hajj, it really helps to facilitate the flow of the Hajj experience. And finally, send off with number 1. The building in the center of the Great Mosque is known as the Kaaba, also known as the House of God. Now, it is believed that this house, the Kaaba, was built by the first human being on the planet, Prophet Adam, according to Islam. Then the Kaaba was renovated by the Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail. If you don't know already, the Kaaba is a giant cubical structure, and when Muslims come to perform Hajj or Umrah, they go around the house in an anti-clockwise direction 7 times, which is known as tawaf. Alright guys, so this was a short breakdown looking at 10 surprising and interesting facts about Hajj in Islam. Really hope this episode was eye-opening and educational and entertaining for you. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and share it with your friends, and also check out that related video that I mentioned halfway in. I look forward to seeing all of you guys, and if you haven't joined the FTD Facts family already, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when new videos are posted. We love to explore the different countries, cultures, religions, and people of our world. So if those topics interest you, FTD Facts, well, it's now your new home. Go ahead, subscribe, it's free. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.